thanks everybody for coming. I'm very appreciative. I want to let you know that when we get to the signing, I'm going to ask Matt and Judge Klein, and if Senator Baker makes it, I'll ask her to come up as well. But for the signing, I'd like to have you up here when we do it. And this is, I think, a very good example of what collaboration can do. I think when I first got exposed, if you will, to the questions that I think are being resolved with this bill, I had very little knowledge of either the context or the circumstances, let alone the human dimension that was associated with it. And I think for many of those who in the industry that were involving themselves with this legislation, it was their first exposure to the legislative process as well, and both the attempt probably is the best word, as well as the fact of communicating who you are, what you do, and why was something that was a learning process for everybody involved, including the legislature. So I think that this represents a community consensus on regulating PEOs, the professional employer organizations. I think that I'm very happy that the DCCA was very helpful to me in explaining what the issues were, along with the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations, what the regulatory side of things was in terms of our responsibilities to all of you. And the society, I guess we call it HAPEO, at least that's what I did when I saw it, which is the Association of Professional Employer Organizations, I think worked with everybody concerned and to bring this bill about today. So in some respects, I think last year you can say it was the little guys against the big guys. That's always a learning process. And usually what happens is big guys beat little guys up. In this particular instance, though, I thought that rather than big versus little, we wanted to find out what was the right weight and the right size, and how are we fair to who, after all, should be the object, those whom should be the object, which is to say those that the organizations work with, the customers that are out there, and the people who are dependent on the goodwill, good intentions, and capacity of the PEOs to look out for everyone's interest. The bonding requirements, I think, were very, very difficult. I think those have been addressed. I think I can say that this will be a situation where a bill addressing small businesses serves small business at the same time. So, with that in mind, I'm going to ask that Matt and Judge Klein come up as we're going to get ready to sign. I'm going to bring this chair around, and I'm going to ask Matt to perhaps say a few words to give the perspective of someone who's been through this legislative process up to this point.
Great.
For the record, if you don't mind, Matt.
I would love to. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, everybody that came today. A lot of our members are here. And what an incredible learning experience, as the Governor mentioned, that I think all of us had, from doing walk-arounds to hearings to meeting as many senators and House representatives as we could. I think we're very good listeners and learned quite a bit. And what we committed to last year was we would come back to the table. We would work with all stakeholders, the legislators, the administration, our industry. And it was really a pleasure from kind of the end of last year when the governor vetoed last year's bill. And I think to our industry, he showed us that he is for small business. And that was very supportive of our efforts. And working with the DLIR this year was just a very easy process. So I want to thank Bill and Director Takamine and their staff. We hear a lot of stories about maybe challenges and difficulties, and it really wasn't at all. I think it comes down to communication and collaboration. And I want to thank all of our members that came down for hearings and testimonies and kept up this good fight for our clients and our thousands of small business employees. So we're honored that you're signing this bill, and we've committed to the administration and the DLR that we're still here going forward for other issues, because we know there's going to be more issues in the future with different labor laws and such. So thank you very much.
Very good. Now, Matt was kind enough to mention, and I think I mentioned at the beginning, that this was a collaborative effort with the administration, and I think Bill Kunzman has been instrumental in helping us to get all the way through, and I'm hoping that he'll come up as well for the signing. And I noticed that Senator Baker is not here, but Senator He is. And I thought perhaps you could come up and represent the Senate at the same time.
If you're instructing.
Yeah. If I'm instructing, it'll be the first time it ever succeeded. So you're all witnesses. You're all witnesses to that
I was in the
event
back row for you.
right now. And I particularly want to thank Bill and DLIR for helping me to understand exactly what our obligations and opportunities were at the same time. And I think Senator He would agree that this is a good example of collaboration in the legislature to face up to a genuine issue and come to a good resolution. So with that, I'm going to get ready to see that this act, which will take place on July 1st, so it's coming right up. Ready?
Ready.
Done. Judge? Very good. Good. Appreciate it. Thanks, Clayton.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Didn't put a smiley face on.
I didn't put a smiley face on this one.